only 1/3 of the seats. They were too certain of losing a no confidence vote as soon as they came in power. That itself provoked controversy. So instead, he named this conservative, Michel Barnier, as PM, formalizing a tacit alliance between his parties and this center-right party. Overall, alliance only had about 210 out of 577 seats, but the idea was this is the best way to get the far right to hold off on a no confidence vote. And put the last one up on the screen here. So here we are. Either Le Pen changes her mind and lets Barnier live another day. We now know that did not happen, either because he gives concessions or something else, or the cabinet falls and it's unclear what happened then. There can be no new elections till the summer at the earliest. So that's kind of where things are right now, Sagar. As far as like the analysts I'm reading online, no one really knows what happens next.
It's crazy.
It's like, I mean, the country is just basically ungovernable at this point. And, you know, it really all does go back to that original decision from Macron to hold the snap elections. And then rather than working with the left, who he'd sort of allied with to be able to, you know, hold on to power, instead trying to please Le Pen and do enough to keep her from participating in this no confidence vote, and now that has all kind of come apart.
The whole thing is completely insane, and really what it is that there are not a lot of easy choices, as you said, about where things go next, because now you have no prime minister. Also, Europe is in, honestly, like turmoil right now, not only with the election of Donald Trump, but Germany is like torn right now over whether they should escalate the war in Ukraine or not. Their chancellor is like simultaneously visiting Kyiv, but also said he doesn't want to provide offensive weapons. They literally have no idea what to do.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
So with the French, you know, Macron has been very hawkish on Ukraine. He's even floated putting like French troops on the ground. But then you also have the budget crisis internally. I mean, I don't know. The whole thing is nuts, just for like where things even go in the future. And I would say it's a major problem for them, because Trump is going to use a lot of this as to his own advantage. Remember, Trump is going to be in France this weekend. He's going to be.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that.
He'll be in Paris on Saturday for the opening of the reopening of Notre Dame after it burned down.
Oh, wow.
And him and Macron famously got along very well. Macron played him like a fiddle. I watched it up close. He speaks perfect English. He's very, he's a glad-handing shapeshifter. He knows exactly what to do. You should see him in action with reporters, who, by the way, he knows them all by name. It's amazing to watch a foreign leader play Americans so well. But anyway, he has invited Trump, to that opening. Famously, by the way, Trump is planning that he will be in charge of our 250th anniversary party for July 4th. I think it's 2026. Will be America 250, which is going to be a big celebration. And he got the idea, remember, for a military parade from the Bastille Day in France.
God.
So apparently he'll be discussing some of that with him. It'll be interesting. But I'm curious to see the effects in terms of the French government and also the country and Europe itself, what they want to do and how they're going to handle a Donald Trump administration. I was looking at tariff charts just yesterday. We had very modest tariffs on European goods last time around, even with Trump in office. They were bitching about like a 1% increase. If Trump is able to get what he actually wants through, which is like 10 to 15%, it would decipate the European economy. They would be destroyed.
What were they? They were pissed off about the Biden administration's, Inflation Reduction Act.
The IRA has specific provisions within it that require certain percentage of the car to be eligible for a tax credit. It has to be made in the United States.
Yeah.
Both Canada and the Europeans hate.
Well, and so they may be, I mean, Trump has said he wants to roll that stuff back. So they may be pleased with some of the things that they
might be pleased with that, but I mean, in terms of raw goods and other stuff that we do, I mean, think about it. Like for every EV that we buy, we probably buy 10 Volvos or whatever. That also comes over in terms of gas-powered vehicles. The amount of trade that we do with the EU is EV is a very, very small part of that. They were upset because they see that as a future market. But in general, they're going to be, if there's any real tariffs that go into place, especially think about it, right now, the Europeans are heavily reliant on US LNG. And so that previously they moved from Russian gas over to US LNG. We are the dominant energy seller to the Europeans right now. So we have tremendous leverage over their economies. We could destroy them overnight.
They're all doing their version of the Joe and Mika trip to Mar-a-Lago. Oh, Mr. Trump, congratulations.
I don't hate it.
Congratulations on your incredible victory. You're such a genius, like Zelensky tweeting all that stuff out.
I like to see Europeans in a supplicant mood. There's nothing that I hate more than when they lecture us.
Well, we will see. I thought this was funny from Arnaud, our friend, who we tried to book for today, but he was busy. We'll get him on another time because he does such a great job. But put this up on the screen, drawing some parallels with the wild events in South Korea this week. He says, run for election, overtake country from unpopular incumbent, promising you'll change things, perform even worse, suck up to the U.S. in very embarrassing ways, run country's economy to the ground, be wildly unpopular, lose parliamentary majority, propose budget that's opposed by parliament, present opposition as illegitimate and anti-democracy, disregard election results, be Emmanuel Macron, pick unrelated, and the picture is of the South Korean dude who just tried to do the coup. So drawing some parallels here, but just to make the tie-in with U.S. politics, to wrap this up, you'll recall, Sagar, when the left alliance was able to sort of block the, Marine Le Pen surge, whatever. Isn't that when Ron Klain put out his tweet that was like,
yes,
oh,
correct.
Interesting, incumbent with some 30% approval rating is able to maintain his position of power, basically saying like, oh, this will be Joe Biden's path back in. And I think they really believed that. They thought that the some would say anti-fascist coalition that came together in France, that it would be a similar dynamic that would play out here in the U.S. And that was really the view, the anti-Trump coalition. Like that was the bedrock view of the Morning Joes of the world, of the Ron Klains of the world, of the whole Liz Cheney approach to politics and David Plouffe and all these people. They really thought that was the way to win back the White House, and obviously didn't work
clearly the radical reaction they thought was an aberration. So, for example, you had Theresa May kind of become the the inheritor of Brexit. She calls the snap election. She thinks she's going to win. She ends up losing.
Yeah.
This leads to the disaster of Boris Johnson and of Rishi Sunak, and now even Keir Starmer. He's tremendously
don't forget Liz Truss
unpopular. Yeah, Liz Truss as well. Yeah, that's right. But Nigel is more popular than ever before. Traditional conservative voters voted reform for the first time in the UK. Same in France. Macron rose on the promise that he would move past, he called himself Jupiterian, which is an amazing term, to move past, almost a Napoleonic figure, rising above the traditional French mess of politics to lead Europe in a center-left neoliberal direction. Remember, Barack Obama endorsed him in 2017, and it's been a disaster. Angela Merkel, same thing, the inheritor of that theory of Germany and of strong Europe and the United States, didn't work out, has been replaced by Scholz. Him himself is a mess, in terms of the rise of the AfD now in Germany. So across the continent and really across the world, you watch as a lot of these incumbent figures are slowly dropping one by one. I don't know who's going to replace Macron. It could be a socialist, it could be Marine Le Pen, but either way, it's going to be pretty radical and shocking and different than what came
likely,
before.
Very likely.
His goal was to be a bulwark against that. And it's just, they thought they could outlast the forces of Brexit, of Trump, and all of that. And the truth is that those were not only nascent, but they've only grown even more as people have tried to push it down. So the Trump victory and the fall of these governments and whatever come next is just a natural extension.
Part of that global trend of anti-incumbency too, where every single incumbent figure in the
West,
Western world
and
lost
India.
share.
Yeah, right.
And where did you say?
And India.
And India lost share. So anyway, the winds of change are a-blowing, whether our leaders listen to it or not.
Yes, that's right. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch.
Hey, if you like that video, hit the like button or leave a comment below. It really helps get the show to more people.
And if you'd like to get the full show ad-free and in your inbox every morning, you can sign up at breakingpoints.com.
That's right. Get the full show, help support the future of independent media at breakingpoints.com.